good things take time. And I don't mean weeks. I mean years. Sorry. I could be wrong, but I just have never known an exception to that rule. Some stuff can happen overnight, but honestly, a lot of stuff that happens overnight isn't really that great. And a lot of stuff that seems like it's happened overnight, hasn't, which is a bit of a cliche at this point. But I think it really, it it just takes time for those kind of like tropes or cliches to sink in. And I think it's finally it's sinking in for me. Good stuff takes years. You can start enjoying yourself and things can sort of begin to feel good in a short amount of time. But I think those like big career goals, they take time. And a lot of it is because you need to figure out, or one needs to figure out what it actually is that you're doing. I think a lot of it isn't about, external stuff. It's about internal stuff. That's actually the thing that takes the time, but it's important, meaning like figuring out who you are as an artist or what it is that you love doing. You have to find those pieces of the process that really work for you, not because they immediately bring you validation, but because you love doing them and they're sustainable both from a practical point of view, but also from an emotional point of view. Like, at least for me, like I think that finally finding that mode of working where I feel really fully myself in it. Everyone's mode of being an artist or a producer is different, and I think finding your way of being is one of those things that just it takes a long time, a lot of trying stuff out. I think it's related to when I talk about making sure your process is sustainable, because anything good you'll have to do again, anything bad you're gonna have to try something else. So the ability to repeat it, but also it's related to the idea of doing finding your true identity rather than rushing to figure out the thing that's going to work, whatever that means. And to find your true kind of creative identity, I think you just have to do stuff. It's not something you can conceive of before you come to it by trying things out and making stuff. So I think it's just, the theme of this is just like, it's okay that things take time. It's not just okay, just it is the fact. If you're looking for something to happen quickly, I think it just leads to disappointment. And disappointment, can actually set things back further. I think if you're expecting something in the long haul, what it's going to force you to do is find out how you can love the process, and then you'll become more patient, and then the things that happen will feel earned, and you'll understand why they happened. The positive things, and the negative things won't feel like such setbacks because you're thinking long term. I think it's all sort of tied together. The idea of not putting too much pressure on a release, having a sustainable process, finding what you love about the process so you can keep doing it so that it's emotionally sustainable. It's also tied in with this sense of things just taking time. Look, I struggle with it too. Like I always want fast results, and like in terms of like my development or career or whatever it is. And I think it's just generally a mistake to be in that mode of being in a hurry, being in a rush. Just for any number of reasons, but mostly because there's no way around putting the time in. I believe, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.